Oh my goodness, I think we've got action. Okay, we're gonna say yes. Okay. So, hi everybody. Welcome to Jennifer's Open Book, where we don't believe in filters. Prayerfully, this is working for me today. We are going to be talking to Miss Camilla. Am I saying your name right?
You are. It is Camilla.
Camilla. We're going to be talking to Miss Camilla. She's going to tell us a little bit about herself and her life, and she's also going to talk about her YouTube channel. Before we get to that, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button now. Hit your like button. Share this video. Leave comments. Let us know what you think of this video. Leave questions, comments, anything that you want to throw in there. That would be great. And also go check out some of my other videos and let me know what you think of those videos. You guys, we are almost at 100. We are creeping up there. Don't forget, my 100th subscriber is going to get a care package from me as soon as I get that name. We're almost there. So you guys go ahead, share, subscribe. Thank you for all the love you guys have been showing me. That being said, let's get to Miss Camilla. You are amazing. You have two children, and one of them you are the caregiver of, and you
Hmm.
also have your own small business. You
Hmm.
is it crafts
I
that
am.
you
I'm
do?
a crafter. Uh-huh.
Okay, so I come from a family of crafters, of seriously talented people.
Oh, you
So
fit
we
right
love
just at home with
crafts.
us.
Yes, we love crafts. We're always doing something. Most of the stuff that my sister is like the biggest one of them all. I think she's made 90% of everything in her house. I'm talking from her bed to her patio. So
That's
that's what she does.
look, that's goals
So
right there.
yes. So just so you guys know, you guys are gonna hear my child in the background like you always do on every recording.
Mine too, probably.
But that being said, I'm gonna let you just go talk a little bit about yourself. I'm gonna probably throw some questions in here and there while you're talking, but just go ahead, tell us about your life and your family and about your kids. I heard one of your youngest son's voice on one of your recordings. He sounds so cute.
Oh, thanks. He is a ham. So, as Jennifer said, my name is Camilla. I'm a single mom. I'm 35 years old, born and raised in Gadsden, Alabama. Uh, I'll just leave that at that. I left home when I was 18 years old and attended Lincoln University in Missouri. And I got my bachelor's. There's my son back there. Got my bachelor's degree in psychology and stayed in Missouri, worked in the mental health field. And then in 2011, I came back home to Alabama after my grandmother passed away. And I just wanted to start a life here, start all the way over. And God had different plans for me because I became a mother to a special needs child. Christian is my special needs baby. Team Christian Walter is his page on Facebook. We have a lot of supporters with Christian. And when Christian came, life just automatically did a whole 360. Um, I was in my literally my last two classes of my master's degree, earning my master's degree. So I finished my master's degree in the NICU with my baby.
Wow.
Yeah, it was something else. And he received a trach, a G tube, and a muscle biopsy, everything to see what was going on with him when he was 9 weeks old. And he was actually put on the ventilator when he was 6 hours old. And to this day, we do not know what his reasoning for needing all of this equipment, the ventilator, um, anything. We don't know. He's just like a medical miracle. The only thing that they could think of they can relate it to is maybe a doctor error. But hey, that's neither here nor there. So I have been taking care of Christian for the past 7 years. He will be 8 years old in November, and he has been my full time job. Well, of course, Social Security disability does not necessarily keep your head above water. So I had to figure out a different method to get income. So I've always loved crafts. So I turned my love of crafting, my love of glitter into a business, which is Southern Smiles by Kay. And
Wait,
that's
did
me.
you say glitter?
Glitter girl, glitter.
Oh my goodness. Carry on. I love glitter.
All things glitter. All things glitter. And I am obsessed with glitter. I can blow a whole paycheck on glitter, but it's taking some self control because I love my glitter. And in between there, I have a 3 year old named Ezra, and Ezra is the total opposite of Christian. I have had to do everything for Christian. Christian is immobile. Christian does talk. He has his own little love language with us. He understands his cognitive ability is there.
Mhm.
However, he is immobile, and his we're working on his trunk and his core to get him where he can start sitting up by himself and to start walking. That's our essential goal, is to get him walking and talking all by himself, and we're still believing in that. So when Mr. Ezra became mobile, it was like, whoa.
You
I
weren't used to chasing after a kid.
was like, nobody told me this is what a regular child, involves. Like, goodness, I've had to feed Christian. Christian burps through his G tube, so I never had to worry about burping a baby. So I'm like, okay, why is he crying so much? My mom's like, he's probably gassy burping. I'm like, oh, okay. I gotta remember to burp my child. So it was a struggle, and I breastfed him for I breastfed Christian and I breastfed Ezra the whole 7 months Christian was in a NICU. And then I breastfed Ezra for 9 months. And it was different because I pumped for Christian. So
Mhm.
his milk was just given to him. But Ezra was a whole different story. And from that moment on, I was like, okay, life is about to change. Life is about to get really real right now. And so when he started walking and started pulling stuff down, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm like,
Yeah, whole
getting,
nother child you got to keep up with. Gotta
yes. I
keep
was
up.
like, what in the world is happening? I was like, nobody told me life was going to be like this. Like, y'all should have warned me. And everybody's like, Camilla, he's a good child. He's just being a regular kid. I was like, Christian spoiled me bad. So that's my life right now. I am dealing with an independent, rambunctious 3 year old who thinks that he should be doing everything for himself. And then I have Christian, who's just my mellow yellow child.
So
And
you have like from one end to the other.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. The whole spectrum from one end, like I've seen everything. So
Mhm.
with Christian also, I am an advocate for ventilator children, and we have a group called the Ventilator Children of Alabama. And we get together as often as possible. There's a whole group of us. We call ourselves our tribe. We're a mom tribe.
Mhm.
And it's kids from mobile kids with trach kids who, can talk, can walk, can swim. I take Christian to the pool every time I get a chance to. We've gone on boat rides. We travel also. We
That's
love to
good.
travel.
Mhm.
And we just actually took Christian's Make a Wish trip in March of 2020. We actually was there the first week of March through the 7th of March, and they shut down Disney the 9th of March.
Oh, so y'all just made it.
We just got
Just
in
made.
there.
Did
So
he enjoy himself?
he did. Oh my goodness. He had the most amazing time ever. You could just see him light up. He was talking and he was so excited. And I think mommy and granny and brother were more excited than he was. But he was like, of course, when you have to wear your button and say that you're the Make a Wish family and he's the Make a Wish kid. So
Hmm.
everybody makes a big to do about it. And I'm just
Of
like,
course.
yeah, I have to get that video uploaded on YouTube. But it was just like the parades, every single parade, all of the characters would give Christian the extra attention and they would come over
Oh.
to him and touch him. I'm like, whoa, wait, y'all got germs. Don't, can't touch him like that. And we always keep our sanitizer and our spray. So after everybody, I'm like, yay. And I'm like, we can't, you can't do that. You can't do that.
You gonna make me cry. I'm trying not to be a baby. Look.
Oh, don't cry, don't cry. But it was, when I tell you, it was a magical moment. Like that's
That's
their
a
goal,
Disney
to make it be
dream.
a
Hmm.
magical moment, to let the kids live out their fantasies, everything that we could have thunk. We got to do plus some. It was amazing. And he got to ride the rides. They have adaptable rides at Disney.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it was A Small World was his favorite ride. And it was just like to see him just looking and just was like, oh my goodness. I was like, Bubba, this is for you. And he was just like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
So it was amazing. It was amazing.
I want to take my daughter to Disney World, and it's not because she wants to go. She wants to go, but
More so for you. I
that's
get it.
more
I
for
totally
me.
get it. And
So
it's
I wanted
totally
to.
worth it. It's totally worth it. It's expensive as all get out, but it's worth it. I agree. It's like it's no experience no that you'll ever experience. It's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
like every childhood's dream to go to Disney World and to go to
Mhm.
Sesame Street. Everybody.
Yeah. 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 That's true. It's true.
We used to watch the celebrities on Sesame Street, just
Hmm.
all of the singers and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
And I watched them because I wanted to, and I paid more attention than my daughter did again. But I
Yeah.
was like, all of these celebrities are like living a dream right now. Everybody wanted to sing with
Exactly. Like
Kermit
you
and
can't
stuff like
tell me that they aren't.
that. They were enjoying that way more than you're enjoying it right now because they got to be
Exactly. Yeah.
there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you. You mentioned that you went to college in Missouri. What part of Missouri were you in?
I was in Jefferson City.
Jefferson City,
Hmm.
not far from. I just moved here from St. Louis, so you weren't
Okay.
not
Okay.
that far.
Gotcha.
So, let me know if this is too personal. Is are there father involved? Do you have any help with your kids?
It's a hit and a miss with the dads. And I have
Okay,
there I have two different sons, two different baby daddies. I hate that word, but it
yeah,
is
me
what it is.
too.
Yes. So I the first guy was like, we're gonna get married. We planned Christian, and he came and he visited me when I was 8 months pregnant. He visited me almost every 2 months while the whole time I was pregnant, the entire pregnancy. He set up Christian's whole nursery, bought his crib, everything that I could possibly think of, want, imagine. He provided. Then he came down for the last visit before I had Christian for my 8th month sonogram, and he got cold feet. And I immediately knew like he was going to back out. I
Oh,
immediately knew he was going to back out. And he did. I called him and I told him that I was in labor and they're going to have to do a C-section. And, I was keeping him posted, and I could just hear over the phone like he wasn't wanting to be involved. And I say over the phone because he lives in New Jersey and I was here in
oh,
Alabama.
wow.
Yeah. So he's doing better now, and he has been helping me tremendously with Christian's medications that I have to pay for out of pocket. So he's stepping up, and he's doing better. So I never bash him because I wanted to keep that open friendship and be cool with him. And Ezra's dad, he does live here in town, and he is a hit and a miss with him as well. But I'm not the nagging baby mama, and I don't pressure them, and I haven't put them on child support. I tried that, and they're like, well, we don't have enough information. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe that's my cue to just chill out. So I do it on my own. I'm like,
And I
that's why
and I was
another
gonna
reason
say,
why.
and you've been blessed to be able to do that, and it sounds like you're making it
Exactly.
work. You are
Exactly.
making it work, so that's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear more about glitter. I want to know what you do. What are you making?
Um, well, here is one of my cups that I make. Like, this is a style of cups that I make. All things glitter. I, I somehow I started out. I got a Cricut, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna venture out into the vinyl world, and I had no idea that so many people, like there are so many communities of people who dibble and dabble with the Cricut Maker. I was like,
Hmm.
nobody has a Cricut. This will be an investment for me for something that I can do to make car decals, because I was paying people like $13, $14 per decal to put on our car, to be specially made for Christian.
Hmm.
So I'm like, I can invest those $13, $14 and get my own Cricut. So that's what I did. And then that vinyl, wanting to give everybody gifts, make the homemade gifts as I've always done. I use puffy paint. This is how throwback I am. I started my gifts using puffy paint, no vinyl, just literally handwriting. So I graduated. So it started out with vinyl, and then someone added me to a group, and they were like, "Ooh, I make custom cups. I put my vinyl decals on these cups." So I was like, "Oh, let me try a cup." So the first cup I made was an epic fail, because it's a method to the madness. That's what I always say. That's like one of my favorite quotes and like mottos to say. There's always a method to the madness.
Hmm.
So I used Mod Podge, as always, as most people do, to do their cups. And it looked like a hot mess. It looked like a kindergartner literally took glue, stuck it on a cup, and just stuck glitter on it. It was horrible. And I was like, oh God, I've invested all this money and this is all I can do. And so somebody was like, well, let me add you to the group. And it was like heaven opened up so many doors for me, because all of these people just started falling into my lap trying to help me with my business. And they were
Hmm.
this was before I even wanted a business. And they were like, okay, try this method to make your cups. So I tried the different methods, and then my first cup, I was like, oh my God, I did it. I was like, I made a cup. I was like, Mama, I made a cup. She was like,
Just running
you
around
would
like
have
a
thought
3 year old.
I
I
had
did
won the
it. I
lottery.
did
And it was so funny. I was like, I was so impressed and proud of myself for making that first cup. I didn't even put no vinyl, no glitter, no nothing on it. Besides
it.
what was on there, I didn't put anything on it. And I just watched the cup. And then about 3 weeks later, I tried my other cup, and it came out perfect. And I was like, I think I got it. Like, it was like
And
a
that's
light
good.
bulb went.
I'm glad that you kept at it and you didn't quit.
Yes.
So
Yes.
there are so many people who will quit stuff the first time, and it's called a craft, and you have to
Yes.
practice a craft.
Yes.
You
Yes.
know.
Most definitely. And it was like, one reason I kept going, I was like, I've invested into myself, because I
Mhm.
told myself I was going to do this and I'm not going to quit. And yes, I was way discouraged. Trust me, I was discouraged, because I'm like, okay, I just followed everything that this lady did on YouTube. I followed everything this lady did in this group, and it didn't work. I was like, they lied. I'm like, they did something else and they just didn't show it.
They
No,
left something out.
no, they know they doing something else that they didn't put in the video. No, it's just the user. I was super heavy handed, just trying to be a perfectionist at it, and it takes practice. You're not gonna
Hmm.
get it the first go round, and that's what I tell everybody. I'm like, if I can help you, and if I can show you how to do it, I will. I'm not like one of those snooty tooty people who are like, oh, I know how to do it and I'm gonna keep it to myself and I'm not gonna tell you nothing. I can't stand those kind of people. I can't. They
Yeah.
irritate my soul. I
And you know
cannot.
what? I always I say that that's a reason. That's the reason a lot of us can't get ahead. There are so many.
Exactly.
It's so many of us that are good at so many different things,
Mm-hmm.
and if we put all of those things together and help each other
We
out,
can build
we
empires.
can do so
We can
well.
do so many things, but it's like me and my best friend were discussing. She's also a crafter and she's a teacher. So when this corona, the whole COVID thing hit, it was just like she had to figure out something to do. So she had a Cricut that she bought for herself last Christmas. And she was like, I think I'm going to start making signs, Milla. And I'm like, go for it. She was like, can you help me? And then the next time I was like, okay, do this, do that. She had a whole business going. I was like, yes, that's what it's
That
all about.
that's
That's what it's all
amazing.
about. And I'm not mad at you because you're doing this. You got to make a living. You got to eat too. If I eat,
Mm.
you eat. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we all in this together. And
Mhm.
so that's what it's all about. And we were talking and discussing. I said, this is a whole different generation of people. I was like, when we grew up, we always knew to help each other. It wasn't no
Mhm.
keep this from somebody and keep that from somebody. We were there to help each other. And that's how it should still be. But for some odd, strange reason, it isn't. And I don't get it. And I can't, oh, it just irks me.
It's a really selfish generation.
It is. It is. It's a total different breed of people. It
So
is.
I crochet. I just make blankets. I haven't really ventured off to make anything other than I make like blankets and scarves, and I made my niece one of those headbands that cover your ears in the wintertime.
Yeah.
I made her one of those to match her blanket that I made for, and
Oh,
I've been trying to figure out how I can incorporate glitter into it. Let me tell you, when I say I love glitter, if it was acceptable for me to have glitter on every surface, I
mm-hmm.
would. Unfortunately, it's not acceptable. My mother would have a fit. You
Yes.
should see my Christmas tree. It just looks like somebody just everything has glitter on it.
Yes. I can totally relate. But that's how I got into the glitter. Like when you figure out you, I want to say you don't want to do cheap glitter. And that's how my glitter addiction began.
You found a good glitter.
I found a good glitter girl.
Hmm. I'm
And when I
still
found that good
searching.
glitter, I just kept going and I kept going and I kept going. And I kid you not, I have probably close to 500 bottles of glitter.
Wow. I'm
It's
I'm still searching. I'm almost sure somebody has some yarn with glitter made into it some
listen,
kind of
if we maybe we can come up with a way to manufacture that. We need to figure
way.
that out. We need to figure that out how we can incorporate some glitter into some yarn. That's awesome.
Hmm.
And I always wanted to know how to crochet, so that's a talent in itself. So kudos to you.
So I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if you know this, but most of my viewers know that I'm blind,
Hmm.
and the way that I taught myself how to crochet.
Hmm.
My mom, she started a blanket and she just kind of didn't finish it, and I
Hmm.
took it apart one day just to see how the yarn was put together,
Hmm.
and it took me probably about a year before I actually got it right. I made my first blanket
Wow,
after a couple months, but it was so uneven. It was a hot mess. Like,
man.
the first time you make something, it's a mess. But she
Yeah,
kept it. She was like, "This is your first blanket. I'm keeping it." I was like in my
yeah,
20s,
yeah.
and I kept at it, and I actually just got really good at it probably about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit less than 10 years ago. So I make blankets, and I pretty much give them away because people don't really want to pay for them
That's
because they're
awesome.
expensive. You sit up there for hours, days. And I've
The
had one that took
labor.
me one took me like a little bit over a month to make because it was so big, and I can't just like sit there and just make blankets. I have a
Yeah.
5-year-old. But people don't want
Exactly.
to pay for them, and I would
Yeah.
rather, give them to people who I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that some people who would appreciate them than
Exactly.
let somebody kind of nickel and dime me out of it. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
And that's another thing as well, Jennifer. That's one of my things. Like, I was afraid to price my cups for what I know the value of them are. Like, I
Mhm.
also make dominoes. I make keychains. I participated in a craft show around this time last year, and I was so afraid to put the actual price of what I wanted to on my cups, because you got to price them to sell, and your people, your
Yeah.
audience, who's
Mhm.
gonna buy what. So I underpriced my stuff, and I still did not get a lot of business. So I'm like, you know what, I cannot sell myself short. And that's what my mentors were saying. So I ended up giving a lot of stuff away, because I'm like, I'll get it back, I'll be
Yep.
blessed.
Yep.
So I don't worry about that. Just like you, I know people aren't gonna buy it. So if I make it, if it's sitting there, Merry Christmas. you know,
I
Happy
told
birthday. I
my
got you.
mom, she handcrafts these dolls. They're called Ooh Babies,
Hmm.
and she makes them. They don't have any eyes.
Oh,
Um, and they're like these. Everybody wants them, but people don't want to pay for them. So she'll show them to me, and I'll tell her how much to charge for them, and she'll say, "No, they're not gonna pay that much for it." I said, "Listen, either somebody's gonna buy it or they're not.
I'm
But you
sorry,
can't
Jennifer.
short. You're fine." But I tell her all the time, you can't shortchange yourself. She made a really big one, real nice one, and I told her that's a $300 Ube, and she sold that one. I explained to her once that I was in a business management class, and the teacher said that people don't like cheap stuff, so you can't sell your stuff for cheap. If you want people to buy it. So it's kind of like I said, I give my stuff away sometimes. If I feel like it's somebody who I feel deserves to have that, I will give it away to them. But Camilla, oh, did I lose you? I hope I didn't lose you. Oh no, I think I lost my guess, you guys. Let me see what happened. Oh no. Well, you guys, I think I lost my guest. But I thought her life was fascinating. I wanted to bring her on here to talk. I am going to post her YouTube channel in the comments. You guys should really go and check out her YouTube channel. Um, and support her. She has a really fascinating life. Like she said, she takes care of, she has two sons, one who's super mobile, one who's not. So you guys should go and check her out. She has everything glitter. And so, like I said, I'm going to link, post a link to her YouTube channel. And I'm going to try to bring her back on here so that she can talk a little bit more to us about mom stuff and promote herself a little bit more. But that's all I have for you guys today. Don't forget to go check me out on Instagram under Jennifer's Open Book. You guys can find me on Facebook under Jennifer Janelle, JINNERFER. And you guys also know where to find me here on YouTube under Jennifer's Open Book. We are almost at 100 subscribers, you guys. So I'm going to send that 100 subscriber care package. Um, you guys let me know if there is anything that you want me to talk about on this channel. If you guys want to come on here and talk to me, if you have a great story you want to tell, you are more than welcome to leave me a message in the comments or inbox me on Facebook. Until next time, I love you guys. Bye.